What's up guys, I'm Xazzki, and my old tutorial was a little outdated and I didn't cover everything, so I'm going to be explaining how every controller works on PC. So, I should have really clarified this in the other one. If you're using an Xbox controller, use Steam. If you're using PlayStation or Switch, then you should be using DS4 Windows. Now, I'm not going to be showing the installation guides for both of these because you can find those online. So first I'm going to talk about Xbox because that's what I normally use. So you're going to open Steam, you're going to go to the top left, Settings, Controller, and you want to enable Xbox controllers right here. Now, before you go to this, we're going to go to that in a minute, you're going to do Calibration and Advanced Settings. And you're going to edit these dead zones. I don't edit the left one, but the right one I have about this. If you're using a regular Xbox controller, it should be higher, but if you're using one with Hall effect joysticks, then you won't have to deal with drift as often, so I just have mine really low. I recommend buying knockoff Xbox controllers because if you find the right one, it can be way better for the price. So anyways, I'm going to go to desktop layout. I think for most people it looks like official layout, and you can just edit it manually, it doesn't matter. So edit layout, and you're going to mix all of the buttons so they match whatever the same thing. So A, you're going to do for A, and so on. The reason this does not work with Switch and PlayStation controllers, because for some reason it just doesn't register the buttons in Minecraft. It only registers Xbox controllers because it's a Microsoft product, and what DS4 does is it turns them into Xbox inputs. Now if you're using a client and you want to have CPS, then you're going to have to use your hit button to left mouse click, which is up here, and mouse, and you can also do full keyboard stuff if you bind whatever button to that. These don't matter, Z key. That's what I did for my client. I have my Z set to my costume switch, so whenever I press that, it'll change costumes instantly. And you just do the same thing with all of these tabs. Like I said, mine is different since I'm using special things. By the way, if you are using keyboard, then it will also, if for some reason it inputs both controller and keyboard inputs, in Minecraft, it won't only input keyboard, so keep that in mind. If you're hitting with your mouse click, then you're going to want to unbind your regular controller hit button in Minecraft. Now, the only thing that we're going to do a little different is normally this is, I think, none or something like that, but we're going to have this on joystick mouse because when you use controller on Minecraft, you can have lower dead zones by default on PC if you're moving the mouse and not the actual joystick. It's stupid. So you're going to select joystick mouse, this here, and I have my mouse sensitivity on 20, but it doesn't matter what you put it on. Vertical scale, you can lower it if you like, it doesn't matter. And most people use linear here, but I like to use aggressive. Now, dead zone source, I have this on custom. The shape is circle, it's usually that by default. And this is what my settings look like. I sometimes have this lower, it just depends. It doesn't really affect you that much. And then outer ring, you can just copy all these settings if you want. And once you're done setting that up, you click this, export layout, name it whatever you want, and click confirm. So now I'm going to be showing you how it works for PlayStation and Switch controllers. So once you set it up so it's linked, I didn't really do anything special in here, but I will just show you what it looks like real quick. So you can edit individual buttons, you can do macros if you want, I don't recommend that. LS, this is for the left stick here, and you can lower the dead zones to whatever you want. Same thing for RS. I have the dead zones on 0.07. You can go really low with PS controllers. If you go to 0, you're going to notice drift because any other controller does not have Hall effect besides special brands. And the sensitivity I have on 0.9, but you can also do 1. Just experiment with it, see what looks nice and feels nice to you. I think for some people, you're going to have to do touchpad, and because it's sometimes on mouse by default, you're going to want to put that on controls. And gyro, obviously have this off unless you hate yourself. And you can do cool custom things, so you can make this rainbow. If you're playing wireless, I would not do that because it will drain your battery on the controller. And this should be set to emulated Xbox 360 because when you're doing this, then it will not register PlayStation inputs. Now, this doesn't apply to all controllers, obviously, but I'm using an off-brand. So if there's a custom software that comes with a controller, then you should download it and look at what settings you can change. So for me, this controller has 1000 hertz, which is really good. That means you won't notice any input delay. And, you know, you won't really notice, like, much with 250 and 500 anyways, but, you know, it's nice, trust me. And for other controllers, you can optimize them to be at 0 millisecond delay, but you should only do that if you really notice a difference, because I don't think it's worth the time. Now, I'll just show off my controls real quick, just because I have this open. So, as you see, I don't have a hit and place button set, because I use Xbox controller and I do hit and place on keyboard and mouse, so I have that in there. The rest of these are normal for the most part. You could pause if you want to look at them. I know people keep asking me for my settings. And the important thing to note, this doesn't matter if you're using DS4 because the dead zones are like fine, but if you're using Xbox and the joystick mouse thing, these two sensitivities need to be the same because otherwise it'll just bug out. So make sure both of them are on, for me, 86. And the cool thing with a PC controller is you can actually go above the regular controller sensitivity using joystick mouse. So you could just play on really high sense if you wanted to. Hope this is more helpful. Thank you for watching and have fun playing PC controller. Bye bye.